Legends, welcome back to another Division video. In this video I'm going to bring you my final measure healer build, which I believe is going to work really well for Ambush, the new global event which is starting tomorrow. Get in so we can get those extra gear sets. The gear sets available in Ambush are Hunter's Faith, Alpha Bridge, Firecrest and Tactician, which is the one I'm most looking forward to. But let's get into the build, guys. So this is my 6-piece final measure healer build. As you can see, it's spec'd mainly into electronics, and I've got 1 piece rolled to stamina just for that little bit of survivability, and I've got nothing rolled into firearms whatsoever. But the main point of this build is to buff your team and obviously heal your team, keep them alive. So let's get into the gear straight away quickly. So this is pretty much fully optimized. There's a couple of bits like the holster that I still need to roll a few more times to get the firearms up. But let's start with the chest piece. So I've got skill haste. I've got a 40% skill haste on this build. So I've got skill haste, rolling to electronics with health. I prefer ammo capacity, but it just didn't drop for me. And I've got all electronics mods with skill haste on all of the gear pieces. And then the mask, I've rolled it into stamina again just to give me that little bit of extra survivability so I can't get mowed down too quick. And I've got skill power and burn resistance, again electronics with skill haste mod. Knee pads, health. I could go with a little bit of extra skill power, but I think that 281k is enough healing wise. Obviously the more skill power, the more healing you're going to be able to keep your team, because you have these 9k stamina gear sets out at the moment. Predator, Striker. It is a lot harder to heal your team to full health, but I do pretty well with the skill power I've got, so I'm quite happy with health. Plus I can survive a little bit longer. So I've got damage to elites, burn resistance, blind and death. Again, I've got support station range, not max, but it's close to. And then I've got electronics with skill haste mod as well on my knee pads. And on my backpack, I've got health again. I could roll it to skill power. I might try it actually and see if it works. Ammo capacity, and again roll into skill power. And then I've got 2 first aid ally heals, performance mods, and I've got a electronics with skill haste again. The gloves, I've got assault rifle, critical hit damage and 9% skill haste. Pretty much god roll for what I need him for. Again, rolling to skill power. And then the holster, I've got skill haste. And again, I need a little bit more division tech to get that firearms up to max, but it's pretty much fully optimized. And again, I've got support station range. So I've got 2 support station range and 2 first aid ally heal on that. Okie dokie. So what final measure actually does? So the 2-piece gives you 25% exotic damage resilience, which a lot of you will know will massively help you out with the predator bleed. It's the only thing that can kind of combat it at the moment. And it gives you 15% protection from elites with the set 3 bonus. And then the 4th bonus, this is where it comes in. This is where it comes in handy for group PvP and PvE as well, actually, because when you're in range of a hostile, grenade mortars diffuse and then adds the grenades to your infantry. It can happen once every 8 seconds. So this comes in really handy for PvE missions, incursions, especially against LMB with the grenades. And then the 5-piece bonus gives you another 15% exotic damage resilience and 15% protection from elites. And then the 6-piece, which is people really underrate it, but it's so good. So when a grenade is diffused, a player of all group members within 30 meters gain the buff based on the grenade type that was diffused. So EMP/shock gives you a skill power increase by up to 40%, which is massive, guys. Fragmentation Incendiary gives you weapon damage 40%, which is massive. Flashbang and tear gas is armor increase. Now if you get the flashbang or the tear gas grenade and you defuse it, it will take your toughness to over 1 million. absolutely amazing. It's really, really good in group PvP and PvE play. So the weapons I've chosen to run. So I'm running a M4 as my primary, and I've got Intense, which has saved me on so many occasions. Basically, it can set the enemy that you're shooting at on fire. It's got a 25% chance of doing it. I've got Talented. Obviously, killing a target will give me increased skill power. And then I've got Competent for that little bit of damage on there as well. On the mods, pretty standard really. I've got reload speed on there. I've got a bit of stability on it because I can't use the M4. My aim is dreadful. And then I've just got standard sort of crit hit damage, stability, and reload speed on there as well. And then my secondary is the Urban MDR. Reason I use this is for distracted talent as well. I normally have someone running an EMP or a sticky or a flame turret, and I've got self reserved just for that extra healing. I've got Competent for damage, and this weapon still puts out a hell of a lot of damage, guys. So that's one of the reasons why I run the Urban MDR. You know, I just think it's really good in this patch. And then my pistol's nothing to write home about. Just a Damascus with harmful and quick draw. But guys, let's flip to my character sheet, and I'll show you what this what I've managed to get my EDR to. So weapon damage, crit hit chance, hardly anything damage, headshot. Again, I'm not trying to put out too much damage with my gun, just enough to, you know, hold back some enemies. So damage to elites is there, enemy armor damage, threat, there we go. Skill haste 40%, which is maximum. And then my armor's nearly, well, it is pretty much there. It is fully armored. And then I've got, where is it? Exotic damage resilience 40%, which is, you know, it is really, really good at surviving against predator players. It's basically the only thing that can combat it at the moment, in my opinion. You know, because, you know, medkit can cleanse it, but they can put you straight back and bleed again. And the immune station, you know, you have to run out and run back in again. So yeah, 40% on that, which is, you know, is pretty good. You definitely notice it. That's my character sheet, guys. So gonna move into my skills now. So I normally run a defib, because it gives you, you know, the best sort of ally heal. Let's go into it. So base there is 208. I've got 278, 156, and 166. So that's the best ally heal. It's not so good at healing me, but I run with an immune station as well, which obviously I can just pop down and blow up, and I've got a better range on it as well. I run anything down here basically. You can run, you know, depending on what your team, how your team's set up. But I like to run Survivor Link with it. So moving on to the talents, I've got Adrenaline on. I've got Triage, which is very, very important for this build, and I'll tell you why in a second. I've got Critical Save, and I've got Combat Medic. Guys, you can swap it around. You know, if you want to put Battle Buddy on, if you want to swap Adrenaline for Strike Back, so you can get your heal back quicker. But basically, how Triage works is the main reason I run Triage is I'll pretty much 90% of the time always shoot my heals at the floor for my teammates. Now, if all three of your teammates run through your triage, obviously you get 15% off your skill cooldown, but they also get 15% off their skill cooldowns as well. So it's really, really handy in sort of PvP battles. Everyone getting their skills back nice and quick. So that's my skills and my talents. That's what I pretty much run. The reason I'm going to use this in ambush is because I will be able to use Seekers, Sticky Bomb, and I'll be able to heal my teammates as well, so it'll be really, really good. Because as you know, or might not know, ambush is the modifiers on the ambush will agents deal more damage while they're stationary. So if you're in cover, you will deal more damage to NPCs. So if you've got like a pulse turret or a sticky bomb, then you're going to do more damage to NPCs. And then the second modifier is while you're moving, you take on damage, so it's easier to be stationary. And then if you're close to teammates, this is the third modifier, then you will take their damage from them as well. So it's all about using cover to cover, being a bit tactical of how you approach the levels, and the different missions and stuff. So I think this will be my main build. Also another build would be good, would be Deadeye, and I think Sentry's Call will be pretty cool as well. There's a couple of little suggestions there for you guys. This build is awesome. I've actually got a video that I put out last week of sort of showcasing the build. It was a bit of PvP action. I'll link that in the description below. But guys, please get your final measure, you know, give it a chance, give it a run. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I've also got a final measure DPS version as well, so if you'd like to see that with even more EDR, so I can combat Predator even more. So if you want to see that, guys, just drop us a comment below on this video, and I suppose I will catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.